The nature of what exactly happened on his wedding night in 1501 would contribute to one of the greatest crises in English history. If you're a lover of all things history, then don't forget to hit the follow. Let's take a look at the life of Arthur Tudor, Prince of Wales. Arthur was the eldest son and heir of King Henry VII and his wife Elizabeth of York. Born on either the 19th or 20th of September 1486 in Winchester, Arthur was named after the legendary British king, King Arthur. At the time, Arthur's birth signalled a new era of peace for England, a country which was emerging from a tumultuous civil war that would later be known as the Wars of the Roses. The selection of Winchester as Arthur's birthplace was heavily symbolic, because at the time Winchester was heavily associated with the Kingdom of Camelot. Arthur was christened in Winchester Cathedral, with both Lancastrians and Yorkists standing as godparents, including his grandmother Elizabeth Woodville and the most loyal Lancastrian soldier, John de Vere, Earl of Oxford. Arthur was made Prince of Wales in 1489 when he was just 3 years old. At the same time, marriage negotiations with Isabella of Castile and Ferdinand of Aragon, who at the time were the most powerful rulers in Europe, were opened up. The Treaty of Medina del Campo, which was signed in 1489, agreed to the marriage of Arthur to Catherine of Aragon. During this marriage alliance was the golden ticket that the Tudor dynasty needed to establish their credibility on the international stage. Growing up, Arthur was very well educated and is known to have been very good at archery. Following the model established by Edward IV for his son and heir Edward V, Arthur was sent to be raised at Ludlow Castle on the Welsh borders. Here, Arthur and his council would govern Wales. This experience gave Arthur the training that he needed to be an effective king when his father died. There is little to no evidence to support the claim that Arthur was incredibly prone to illness when he was growing up. His brother, King Henry VIII, and his grandfather, King Edward IV, is considered to be unusually tall for the time period, and he is also believed to have been handsome. In this portrait, you can judge for yourself how handsome you think Arthur was. Let me tell you now, I have definitely seen worse portraits. Arthur's marriage to Catherine of Aragon took place on the 14th of November 1501 in St Paul's Cathedral in London. What exactly happened on their wedding night would go on to become a subject of debate for the next 500 years. For their wedding, Catherine and Arthur moved back to Ludlow Castle on the Welsh Marches. The couple were married for less than 6 months when in March of 1502, both Catherine and Arthur fell ill. Arthur would pass away on the 2nd of April 1502. I don't actually know what illness claimed Arthur's life. Theories range from the English sweating sickness to plague to tuberculosis to testicular cancer. Arthur was laid to rest at Worcester Cathedral, leaving his wife Catherine a young widow. Catherine would go on to marry Arthur's younger brother, Henry, famously known as Henry VIII. The couple only had one surviving child, their daughter Mary. As a result, Henry took this as a sign that his marriage to Catherine was cursed. He based his claim on a phrase in Leviticus, basically states that if you marry your brother's widow, you will have no children. Apparently, Mary didn't count because she was a girl. So, during the divorce proceedings, which became known as the King's Great Matter, happened on Arthur's wedding night in 1501, became a subject of great debate. I always maintain that the marriage was never consummated. If you enjoyed this video, I will see you next time.